to our next story because it really matters to me personally. It doesn't matter to the rest of the world, but that's what makes it even more fun to talk about. Oh, the 2026 Oscars. Oh my God, the nominations, ladies and gentlemen. The 98th, is it now? Yes, the 98th Oscar Academy Awards. I mean, they're honoring the films from last year. They were announced, January 22nd. They're marking a dramatic, record-breaking start. For the final stretch of award season, Ryan Coogler's vampire epic Sinners dominated the morning's reveals by securing an unprecedented 16 nominations, surpassing the previous record of 14 shared by All About Eve, Titanic, and La La Land. So listen, and I must admit, maybe I just need to watch it because I haven't seen it. I haven't seen Sinners. I didn't know it was a vampire movie, and now I'm interested now. I know that, what's his name? Michael B. Jordan, he plays like two people. I think that's it. It's gotten the most nominations of any movie ever, which is interesting, which is curious, and I'll watch it. I guess I gotta watch it if it's that good. The film earned a lot of nods across major categories, including Best Picture, Best Director for Coogler, and Best Actor for Michael B. Jordan in dual roles as twin brothers. The critical success that movie's had has been ridiculous. Close behind was Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another, with 13 nominations, Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Actor for Leonardo DiCaprio. I mean, other strong performers included Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein and Sentimental Value, each with 9 nods, as well as Marty Supreme. That movie had, what's his name in it? The Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank. Apparently he has a really erotic moment. Not erotic because I don't think that they're into it, but I think that it's just filmed erotically, where he punishes Timothy Chalamet with a ping pong paddle. It's very bizarre. I don't know what else to say. Marty Supreme and Hamnet and several others, rounding out a diverse Best Picture slate. Begonia, F1, Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, Sinners, and Train Dreams. Notably absent, Wicked for Good. I mean, the highly anticipated sequel, it flopped. It received 0 nominations. I mean, it got a lot of earlier buzz, but admittedly, it just did not get the kind of critical attention that you'd expect it to. And I will say, for someone who saw the first movie in theaters, I didn't see the second one because I heard that it just wasn't as good. Sorry to say it just didn't sound as good. I will be watching this year's Oscars because I enjoy the Oscars every year, even though they're kind of pointless and they just produce a lot of embarrassing moments, like Adrian Brody, his embarrassing speech. Last year you have Golden Globes. I love award shows because they just produce a lot of fun moments. You got Timothy Chalamet saying he wants to be one of the greats and everybody shitting on him for it because admittedly it just kind of sounds cringe, you know what I mean? Conan O'Brien is going to host again this year, which, God, I cannot wait. I loved him last year, and we got him on Good Morning America because of this. Yay.
I know what you're thinking. Did Conan not have work done? Seriously. He looks his age.
Conan is back, throwing out the first pitch for Oscars 2026 after earning rave reviews as host last year. You were hired for this show, rehired back in March.
Yeah.
Have you done any work at all to prepare?
Mostly cosmetic. I want to look like Oscar on Oscar night. Yeah, so I've had a lot of areas smoothed, some removed. That's going to be good.
What kind of tricks do you have up your sleeve for 2026 then?
You know, we have a lot of possibilities. Early on, you just generate possibilities for the show. What might we do? You have to wait and see which movies are nominated, what's in the zeitgeist. So there'll be a lot of ideas that come in late. Sometimes those are the best ideas.
Do you have songs and dances perhaps in mind?
I'll reveal nothing, but I will say there'll be a lot of magic. There'll be some explosions. CGI will be used.
For fun.
I see this second Oscars as an opportunity to take things up a notch.
I cannot wait. The Conan O'Brien, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be great. CBS News, what do you got to say?
The battle for the best films in Hollywood is on. The nominees for the 98th Academy Awards were just announced. Here to break them all down is our friend Eric Davis. He's a correspondent for Fandango and Rotten.
He has a douchebag's hat. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. I have to put this video in the description of this video now because admittedly people will be like, what do you mean he looks like a douchebag? What do you mean he looks like a loser? He just has this little funny Irishman hat with a sweater and then a checkered dress shirt under it with the collar popped out and then like this corduroy fucking blazer. He just like the vibe. He serves a really nice kind of mix of leprechaun, coal miner. I work in the Pacific rail industry. I don't know.
Tomatoes, the man who knows movies like no other. Welcome. What's going on? So, Oscars, baby.
What's going on?
Let's begin with Best Picture. Here are the nominees. One Battle After Another, Sinners, Hamnet, Sentimental Value, Marty Supreme, Frankenstein, Train James, The Secret Agent, Begonia, and F1.
One Battle After Another. One Battle After Another.
Yeah, I mean,
That's my guess.
F1, but how do you not start on Sinners?
Yes, let's start on Sinners.
16 overall nominations. It made Oscars history this morning for the most nominated film ever. 14 nominations previously, a tie between 3 films. So Sinners coming out of the gate, a lot of first-time nominations. Ryan Coogler for Best Director, Wunmi Mosaku, Michael B. Jordan, Delroy Lindo at age 73 with his first nomination.
Yes.
So just, I mean, a fantastic story for an original film. Box office sensation, pop culture sensation, best reviewed film of the year on Rotten Tomatoes, also the audience favorite of the year. So just a really great story for like cinema. Like if you look at the definition of greatness in cinema, like that has to be it. Like show me something that's different. Okay,
Damn, I've got to see this movie. All right, I'll dedicate a whole thing to it maybe. I just got to watch it. I got to watch Sinners, apparently.
I mean, we were talking about this before. I mean, do you think, though, that they'll walk away with anything? Is this just going to be the most nominated film? Because
if Lost Boys didn't win Best Picture when it came out, I don't think this one's taking it.
Golden Globes.
Yep.
You didn't see them walk away with any of the major
and the
awards.
point that I was, when we were doing CBS Mornings,
I think they're a show. You know what I mean? As in, like, you grab certain movies and you nominate them to get people pulled in. You know how Dark Knight was nominated for a few great things, but it wasn't even nominated for Best Picture. It didn't win or anything like that. I think that they pick certain movies, give them certain nominations just to pull people in to watch those segments.
I was racking my brain. I said to Eric and to Gail and Nate, I know there's another big Hollywood movie that was nominated, like, with a lot of nominations and did not win anything. It came to me just 10 minutes ago, The Color Purple. Yeah. Color Purple was nominated. Steven Spielberg directed it, right? 11
The Color
nominations,
Purple.
big goose egg. And so it made me a little nervous to see as many nominations, because you could almost say, look at this film, it's got 16 nominations, so that's pretty good. But you didn't win anything.
Yeah, like almost like that's your win.
There you go.
But I mean,
It's just nice to be nominated.
You know, it is up against One Battle After Another,
Yes.
and that, you know, best.
That's what I
director,
said.
Thomas Anderson, Best Picture. It's been winning those 2 awards, and I think there's also a sense. I mean,
That's
both
what
films
I
are great,
said.
but there's also a sense
That's
of,
what I
is
said.
Thomas Anderson do? Is this his year? You know, you look at guys like Martin Scorsese when he won for The Departed, or even Christopher Nolan when he won for Oppenheimer. I think.
What do you mean,
both great
is this
films,
Paul
but there was a
Thomas
sense like
Anderson's
they're due.
year?
And so I think that's also with Paul Thomas Anderson. If Sinners wins, I can see why.
The best thing you can attribute to Paul Thomas Anderson would be There Will Be Blood, maybe not Boogie Nights. I'm sorry to say it. It's not one for the history books. Punch Drunk Love, joke. The Master is a pretty good movie. I like that one. That's the one with Philip Seymour Hoffman, Joaquin Phoenix. They're kind of it's kind of not as an allegory, analog, whatever it is. It's reminiscent of L. Ron Hubbard and Scientology. It's a very good movie. It's kind of set right after World War II. I recommend it. The Master, very good movie. Anybody want to check out one of his before movies? If you liked One Battle After Another, you might like that one.
Great. Yeah. I can see Best Casting going to Sinners. We saw that split at the Critics' Choice Awards. Yeah. Sinners casting, One Battle took Best Picture. So we'll see. I really hope it does get some of those wins, because I think it deserves it. And I mean, you're making history. You know, I think it's great.
Well, speaking of casting, I mean, there's that new category. Yeah. What are your thoughts?
I think it's fun. You know, I actually sat with the casting director for One Battle After Another and that whole crew at the Critics' Choice Awards, and I was talking to her about this category. And, you know, it's a wild card, but I think it's great to just honor, like, that job and putting these ensemble casts together. I thought, actually, there's a snub there. I thought Sentimental Value should have been in that category. Multiple acting nominations for that film. But, you know, Sinners, One Battle, I mean, fantastic ensembles. And
Before we go, Eric, real quickly, rapid fire. Who do you like Best Actor?
I would say Timothy Chalamet.
Ooh,
No.
I'm going Leo.
I'm going to. No, come on.
You're going Timothy?
He already ate a heart of a whatever.
Leo will get one in. Timothy will get one in 5 years. Who do you like for Best Actress?
Jessie Buckley, without a doubt.
Jessie Buckley, I'm agreeing. Best Supporting Actress.
Yeah. Best Supporting Actress, I gotta go Tiana.
Tiana. And Best Supporting Actor?
Best Supporting Actor, Stellan Skarsgård or Jacob Elordi, Frankenstein.
Yeah, Jacob Elordi.
Jacob Elordi.
All right, brother. Thank you very much, Eric Davis. Always great to have.
All right, Jacob Elordi. I guess I gotta watch Frankenstein then. I'll watch Frankenstein, something like that. You know what I mean? I just gotta watch more shit. I guess. It's made. I didn't expect Sinners to make that much history, and maybe it's because I was one of the normal people who saw it come out earlier in the year, and I was like, oh, interesting. It's like a couple black people, they're hanging out in a barn or something like that, and then they're dancing to music. Maybe it's like a turn of the century movie where I don't know, they're doing. I just didn't know what it was. You know what I mean? Just the trailers were very. I suspected that maybe like one of the people was going to be like a killer or something. I didn't assume that it would be a vampire movie. I don't. Who knows? Whatever it turned out being, it wasn't what I expected. But now it's made Oscar history.
The box office smash Sinners, very much in the club this AM, with an astonishing 16 Oscar nominations in all, including Best Picture, Best Director, and Original Screenplay for Ryan Coogler, and Best Actor for Michael B. Jordan in his dazzling dual role.
You boys twins? Nah, we cousins.
It's a 13 nom meeting the moment morning for Oscar favorite One Battle After Another, with an amazing 4 acting nominations, plus adapted screenplay and director honors for Paul Thomas Anderson. In Best Animated Feature, Zootopia 2, Elio, and K-pop Demon Hunters honored, along with the immensely popular and catchy Golden for Best Original Song.
It's gonna win. Sorry to say, that one's taking it
As well
home.
as Diane Warren's Dear Me.
Sure. If that one wins, that would be a joke. They have Ghislaine Maxwell playing the piano.
This is a song. I mean, I put my heart and soul into every song I write for a movie or that I write. This was special that I wrote this song for a movie that's about my life, you know. And yet the song, and I wanted to write a song for that young girl that was bullied and didn't have a really easy time growing up. But the interesting thing is,
I didn't really want anything damn growing up.
To so many people, because I think we all have that wounded child in us.
The Academy showering love on director Josh Safdie's wild ride ping pong romp Marty Supreme, with 9 nominations, including Best Director and Best Actor kudos for Timothy Chalamet.
It's only a matter of time before I'm staring at you from the cover of a Wheaties box.
Wheaties
Guillermo del
box.
Toro's Frank.
He was supposed to be playing a New York Jew, by the way. I don't know if anybody could tell, but I watched this accent expert breakdown on TikTok, and I was like, oh, he was based off of that real person? Oh, weird. I would have never guessed it because he just sounds like Timothy Chalamet. So apparently, I haven't seen the movie. Once again, haven't seen Marty Supreme. I just didn't feel like it. It didn't feel like it was worth seeing, you know. It started with Forever Young and a sperm going into an egg. I was like, ugh, I'm off put. It's all right, whatever. I don't care. I'll watch Frankenstein maybe. I don't know.
Frankenstein hailed with 9 nominations for its visuals and, speaking of breathtaking, for Jacob Elordi in Best Supporting Actor. And on Chloe Zhao's Hamnet with an acting nom for Jessie Buckley, as well as Kate Hudson for her performance in the musical biopic Song Sung Blue.
Oh boy, am I.
Norway's Sentimental Value receiving 9 nominations, including Best Picture, Supporting Actor Stellan Skarsgård, Supporting Actress Elle Fanning, and Inga Ibsdottir Lilius.
It's something I never thought I was sort of like going to ever be a part of, so it feels very surreal, but also it feels very good that...
I've noticed that there's no transgender actresses like last year. Remember when Emilia Perez, that movie came out in 2024, and they were honoring it in the 2025 Oscars, and controversially, because the main actress of that movie was a born man playing a female who chooses to live as a female in his life and in her life. I assume that's how she would like to be referred to as, but controversially, a transgender actress who only transitioned at the age of, I believe it was 45, was nominated for Best Actress. She didn't win, of course. It ended up going to the one who played Honora, the prostitute, that movie. I ended up watching Honora, that movie. I'm sorry, he's the same guy who did Red Rocket. He's the same guy who did The Florida Project with Willem Dafoe. Sorry, he writes about prostitutes a lot, and I think that it just kind of is one of the... Sean Baker, that director, I'm not the biggest fan of a lot of his things. I watched Honora. It's not that it was a bad movie. It was just that it was, like, pointless at near the end. You watch this horror that was, like, she... kind of in a weird way takes advantage of this like 80 IQ, like mentally disabled, not even mentally disabled, he's just like a retard, like a dumb idiot, Russian kind of son of an oligarch, something like that, and then she gets married to him. It's like a reverse Cinderella story is what they described it as. And then they romp around, they go with the crew, the Russian, I think they're Russian. I don't remember what I think they're Russian. He disappears after they get married, after like a night of drinking, and then the Russians come here to the place where they were sleeping, they tie her up, and then they romp around the city looking for the husband. He ends up getting found in a nightclub at the end, and then he's just drunk, doesn't talk, he's too laughy, can't talk to her seriously, and then his mom comes and is like, we're dissolving this marriage, it's not working, and then she's like, no, I don't wanna, and then they're like, we'll give you a bunch of money, and then she goes, okay, sure. She signs the papers, they get divorced, she gets driven home by one of the goons for the movie that was like, he tied her up originally and put her in the chair when they were first broke in, and like, at the beginning of the movie, whatever. And then, as he's about to be like, all right, you can go home, she proceeds to seduce and she then like sits on his lap, and then it's implied that she has sex with him, and then like, it's just fucking, and then she like smacks him and gets mad, and she's like, and then he hugs her, and then it ends with her crying in his arms, and it's supposed to be like this commentary about how she like admittedly she does want this free life, but eventually deep down she does want to be taken care of. It's a really dumb movie that ends very shallowy, and you watch it and you end up going at the very end, you're like, this went nowhere, and I feel like I've wasted my time. So I just broke that movie down for you, saving you a lot of time, and I wouldn't recommend it. It's kind of it's a romp, it's a waste of time. It's not that's just me talking.
A Norwegian small movie can actually be nominated. It's amazing. I feel very emotional.
I'm sure you do.
For them, I know people have worked very hard.
And lead actress Renata Reinsve.
I'm just in a little bit of shock. This is surreal to me. I'm just really honored and so proud to be in that group of nominees. It's a lot of champagne. It's a lot of
champagne.
And we'll be getting you up to speed on these lucky few as we get you ready for the Oscars on March 15th. For now, congratulations to all the nominees, guys.
Congratulations to all the nominees. Ladies and gentlemen, March 15th on a Sunday will be the Oscars. So, in honor of such, Your Brain on Air Studios will be hosting the Your Brain on Air Awards on March 16th, that Monday. Ladies and gentlemen, normally on Mondays you have nothing to look forward to, but March 16th, Ollie Vogt Larson will be hosting the Your Brain on Air Awards, where we will be honoring people who are able to disturb the general zeitgeist of the population. That will be what we honor, ladies and gentlemen, and be here for it. We have the nominees. They will be announced, I don't know, maybe sometime in February. That feels like a good time. So look for that around Valentine's Day, maybe. They can then the nominees, they have time to think about it. They have time to know. So, I cannot wait. We will be honoring my favorite people and just the best people that we've known about and covered in 2025. And then I can't wait for it next year. Maybe we'll make it a yearly thing. That'll be fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how you feel about the nominees. I feel all right about it. I've known a lot of people who are recommending One Battle After Another. My parents watched it. They're like, you gotta watch One Battle After Another. And I'm like, all right, I'll watch it. Apparently it's really good. I didn't know that Leonardo DiCaprio was still able to do the... Listen, maybe I'm like one of those people, but like, I think he's like old now, isn't he? I look at him and I think that he's like in his 50s. He's 51 years old. He was born November 11th, 1974. In my head, I was going, okay, he was a young guy in the 90s, and for some reason that's really weird for my head to, comprehend, but it's like, and then What's Eating Gilbert Grape? He was even younger. That was 1993, right? Or yeah. And then Titanic was 97. And then Wolf of Wall Street, he was like in his 30s, early 40s maybe. And then The Revenant, obviously. He's getting up there is what I'm saying, you know what I mean? And maybe it's just because he's like of a generation of actors where like they're just starting to get into that, like, oh, maybe he's becoming like a George Clooney figure, you know what I mean? He's of a certain age where we can start looking at him like, oh, you know what I mean? Maybe you can settle down. You know what I mean? Maybe the dating 20-year-olds. I'm not going to say that he can't. I'm not going to say that he can't do that. He absolutely can if that's what he wants to do. But, just image-wise, maybe he's going to be more of a Hugh Hefner than... Because George Clooney, he settled down. That's what I'm saying, is that even George Clooney eventually settled down. I can't wait for Conan O'Brien to host. It's going to be March 15th. I'll tell you all what I thought about it, probably Tuesday, because we're going to dedicate most of Monday to the awards. So, who knows? We're going to figure it out, ladies and gentlemen.